How you doing? This is Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and in this video I'm going to compare and contrast the Ambush Sit and Climb by XOP and the Lone Wolf Hand Climber 2. If you've been following my channel, I've been using this climber for the past 13 or 14 years in just about every hunt that I've been on. So I have gotten my money's worth out of this tree stand. And it's been a great stand. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to anyone. Now I'm going to compare it and contrast it to this XOP stand here, the Ambush, because there are a few differences, and they do make a difference. So it depends on what you're looking for, but let's take a look at them. So first and foremost, the weight of the Ambush is just a little bit higher than the Lone Wolf.
That is the Ambush right there, XOP Ambush Climber. 21.2 pounds. 16.07 pounds for the Lone Wolf Hand Climber 2, which is the one with the wider back end of the stand here.
Another thing that's different about the XOP is the system for disengaging the straps. So you actually have to loosen this screw all the way down, this little nut here, and then you push it up, and then you can slide the strap out. Get that back in there, you slide it back down, and then you tighten it back up. As you can hear, it's making a little noise, and so I'm not being too super careful of being quiet. However, let me do it again, a little slower. I can do it quietly. It's just going to take me a longer amount of time. So I'm turning it quietly here, and I'm only halfway. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten it back up for necessary for time right now. So I'm going to tighten it back up. So you can do it quietly, but this little process does take a little longer.
All right, now I want to interject, and I recorded this little segment this morning. As far as that little piece that you have to unscrew and push up to slide the cable out to put around the tree, I came up with a little way of trying to do it quickly and quietly, which I filmed for you this morning, where you kind of run it down your finger and then up your thumb, and you just kind of, if this is the peg, you run it down and up, and you go like this, and you kind of keep passing it back, and that enables you to quietly and somewhat quickly go, turn it, loosen it, or tighten it. I will note that it is a little tough holding that piece up and holding the stand in place and putting that cable down in on the tree. Now that I've used it several times, I've noticed that it's a little bit tricky sometimes depending on the situation. So I kind of will just say I prefer the Lone Wolf system for locking and taking the cable on and off the tree. The Lone Wolf is much quicker, quieter, easier, and all things said.
The locking system on the Lone Wolf has these clips here. You flip it up, slides out, slides back in, and then you clip it down. Now another clear difference I want to point out between the XOP and the Lone Wolf has to do with the platform. So let me switch this around. The old Lone Wolf, the bar right here is straight, and so that prevents you from getting around certain diameter trees, which is a frustration sometimes. Sometimes you'll see a tree and you'll think, oh yeah, I can fit around that. You go and put your stand on it, but with this straight bar right here, you can't pivot the platform enough to actually climb. So XOP dealt with that. So with the XOP stand, as you can see here, this is curved, whereas that is straight. The purpose of this curve is to give you more clearance when you're climbing on those slightly larger diameter trees. So you're going to have a little more versatility on what you can climb with the Ambush Climber. Now again, you have these same kind of locking mechanisms for here. You slide it out, slide your bar out. Obviously the yellow means that's the danger zone. You can't have any of the yellow showing. That's too big of a tree. If you're close on one side, get the yellow down in and lock it, and then try sliding the other side out till you get closer to the yellow, and that'll enable you to get around bigger trees. This is a brand new stand, so the fit is very tight in there. The design of the stands, as you can see, the cast platform, they're quite similar. This is the green here. It can help it blend in a little bit better. Now, if you're following my videos, you know that I'm giving away a Matthews Vertex or Matthews Traverse. You get to pick. I'm also giving away an XOP tree stand. Not sure which one yet, but I'm going to be giving away one. And I'm also giving away a Sharper broadhead sharpener. And that's going to be in the month of December. So from June of this year to the end of November, I'm putting a little scripture verse in each video. All you got to do is write that down and write a note on what that passage was about. When I do the registration for the giveaway, which is at the end of November, I'm going to get people's name and phone number and address. And I'm going to call somebody live in a broadcast and say, hey, so-and-so, what was the scripture verse from this particular video? If it was this video, I'm going to say I'm going to ask you for this verse, which is Luke chapter 6, verses 43 through 45. So that's Luke chapter 6, verse 43 through 45. I've actually already made a note of it in my phone so that I keep track of them all, and I encourage you to do the same.
Now, I have been using the XOP stand when I don't have to go far and when I'm dealing with bigger trees. Like my one spot that I've been hunting, I showed up one day and this nice buck was under the tree that I was going to. It's not a far walk from the parking area. And so the XOP I prefer because the tree's bigger. You almost can't get that lone wolf stand started on this tree. So I hunted this spot this morning. I didn't see this guy. All I saw was a little spike, but at least I got to, see something while I was out. All things said though, I'm using the XOP when I don't have a far hike. When I do have a far hike, when I'm like on public land and I'm going way back in at least a half mile or more, I still prefer the lone wolf because it's several pounds lighter and quicker and quieter in the setup process than the XOP. So there you have it. That's my little take on them. They're both really good stands and they both have some advantages and some disadvantages. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some more hunting and I can't wait to get on some bucks here. We're getting close to the rut. Things are starting to heat up and I hope you will stay tuned to my channel to see what happens to go down this year on Sean's Outdoor Adventures. Until then, take care and God bless.